The toxic Goku fans are not going to be fucking happy with what I'm about to say. Strongest version of Gurren Lagann versus Goku. Strongest version being Super Toppa Tengen Gurren Lagann. I don't even need to really go into this. Gurren Lagann is gonna stomp Goku. Talking about someone who beat the Anti-Spiral, and the Anti-Spiral is an 11th dimensional being. He not only beats manga Goku, he's beating composite Goku. If you're gonna try to tell me either of those are 11th dimensional beings, sweet Lord have mercy, you need some help. To conclude this fight, strongest version of Goku has no shot against Super Toppa He has no shot against Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann wins.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a good ass question. I mean, I have an answer for who wins, but I had to rewatch Gurren Lagann, and I cannot tell you how many times I was tagged in this video, including the creator. So Brohan's Primus and Unicron versus Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. I'm sorry, I was rewatching Gurren Lagann and I just got hella nostalgic. This just takes me back to 2020, the pandemic. Glad we're out of that, by the way. Now, we know that Gurren Lagann is 10 to 11 dimensions, and he fought someone like the Anti-Spiral, who is scaled around here. And we know that he's certainly, just size alone, he's much bigger than the average incarnation of Unicron and Primus. The problem is, they're still gonna win. I know someone's gonna call me biased, but I'm sorry. Gurren Lagann has power that's 10 to 11 dimensions. Meanwhile, Unicron himself is stated to be all the evil. He's a concept. He's all the evil in the Transformers multiverse. And it's stated clearly he can never truly die. It was said he was going to replicate himself in every dimension of the Transformers multiverse. Vector Prime states that there's 17 brain dimensions in the Transformers multiverse. However, it's contradicted by the Revenge of the Fallen novels, which states there to be 21. The Transformers multiverse consists of an infinite amount of infinite-sized universes in each dimension, as stated by Percept. And I'm just speaking about Unicron. Unicron and Primus are verbatim stated to be equal in power. Need I mention Primus created the 13 Prime, so he would also have them. Let's think about this. You have beings of that much power, two of them, going up against Gurren Lagann. I love Gurren Lagann, dude. I was rewatching it. I got so nostalgic. I'm like, this was one of my favorite animes in 2020. The vibes were awesome. I loved this anime so much. R.I.P. my boy Kamina. Simona Goat. I just gotta say that. But I'm sorry. It doesn't feel right because of the size difference between the two. But I've also got to remember, size has never been an issue for Transformers. And you're taking two of the high tiers in their verse against Gurren Lagann. 17 to 21 dimensional beings versus a 10 to 11. I don't see how. Unicron and Primus win, dude. I started working on this question as soon as I got tagged in it. This did take me a minute. Primus and Unicron will win. I will end it on this note, though. Gurren Lagann could definitely beat a Unicron avatar. I'll say that much.
That with Chibi reviews?
I did see that. That's insane. I saw Hassan, basically telling him to himself with all of his empathy and leftist love.
Yeah, no.
Tolerant left strikes again.
Oh, you know.
No one's that evil. He supports terrorists, pedophiles, and abuses his dog.
It's always these people, bro! Look, I don't know who the fuck Hassan is. Apparently he's a weirdo also, from what I've heard. If that's the case, fuck him also. I don't know who he is. But a little bit of research. Dude, what the f? See, it's already weird as shit that you defending a weirdo that fantasizes about kids, right? Fictional kids talking about saw some lollies at Walmart. Bro has listen, you got allegations of some weirdo behavior yourself. Further alleges that a 14-year-old Patreon supporter gained access to an NSFW channel after requesting it, stating soon enough basically everyone on the server knew that the user was underage. Despite this, whatever the fuck, made an NSFW channel for them a month later. And then goddamn Crystal Ball lost a civil protective order case filed against him by his ex. I follow her, what's good? Which the case followed allegations of SA, abuse, harassment, and threats during their past relationship. And the judge ruled in favor
of her. Now, let's keep it square. Let's keep it square. He wasn't like arrested or anything like that. As civil cases have lower standards of proof than criminal trial. But with all the evidence that was put, with all the evidence provided, it was enough for her to get a protective order against him. What was it, 10 years, and he can't be within 200 yards of like where she lives and her work, whatever the like, bro, y'all weird as shit for defending a fucking weirdo. And I don't know who the fuck Hassan is. I don't know. I'm behind on the times. Call me uncle, whatever. I don't know who most of these fucking people are. But if there's people saying some bullshit, trust I'ma dig up some shit on them if possible. The tolerant left. The tolerant left. Bitch, shut up. God damn it, dude. I don't know, man. Aside from that, let me know what you think.
You know, I'm very disgusted with the anime community. I made a video 2 days ago on this girl named Electric Bum, who was facing racist comments for her being black cosplaying as Hinata from Naruto. I come to find out earlier today she deleted her account. She was doing nothing but pursuing her passion. And you sad, racist, useless people, you fucking no-names had to fucking make her feel shitty about it. Why the hell does race matter with cosplay? Y'all are the same people that are saying, why can't people accept us for watching anime? You can't even accept each other. MMA Myers is a mutual of mine who still continues to face horrible comments, dude. No cosplayer deserves that when they have done nothing wrong. The fact that you're gatekeeping an anime shows how fucking sad you are in life. And I will bet all of my fucking money that I will ever make in my lifetime you wouldn't say it to their face. I hope you losers are fucking happy.
Manga will always be better than comics, for the sole reason that mangas actually allow their characters to develop, grow, and move on to achieve higher heights. Comics do not do that. Comics will develop a character, and once the writers realize that the character is developing too much, they'll take 5 steps back and regress all the development so they have a new storyline to continue.
I felt so good about ruining Seabot's future that I treated myself to a pair of Jordans. Well, another pair of Jordans. I have a few. Tizzy Bear, I love you. I love you. You know I love you. I love you so much. But what are we talking about, dude? Whether you like manga more than comics, it's irrelevant. You know, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Although to me, they're kind of the same because, let's be real, manga is just Japanese comics. Like, come on. To make the points you made about comics specifically, and y'all know I got boxes on boxes. Ignore the ghost and shit. All right, like there's boxes behind those boxes. I have 20 boxes so far. Although I'm definitely gonna need another one. Holy shit! I'm not talking about Tizzy specifically here, but anybody that says that comics don't have good character development or they regress their characters too much, which I will say I agree to an extent when it comes to that point, that there are characters where they'll give them development and then regress it. Spider-Man. But I feel like everybody that says what Tizzy said, and I'm not really necessarily talking about Tizzy, either haven't read a lot of comics or they're just not looking hard enough. Because it's like, you take Peak, like I Heart Skull Crusher, and if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video is to read I Heart Skull. I'll make a whole fucking video on it if you ask me to. Ask me to make a fucking video. This shit was fucking peak. But no, there's character development in here. Like the main character, Trini, she has quite a bit of character development, and the series is ongoing. I mean, Jean Grey, Scarlet Witch. Hell, you go to IDW, you go to Image, Transformers has plenty of character development. I don't understand what we're talking. We're talking about comics, not movies. I was gonna say even Optimus and the Babe versus character development. Iron Man the last few years has gotten that. I mean, what are we talking about? Hell, even Thor with the Mortal Thor, and then Mortal Thor just came out. That there's been development there. Hell, like I said, you know, like I showed at the beginning of the video, I showed Gunslinger Spawn. A lot of the Spawn series have character development. Even Spawn gets character development. Although I will admit there are moments where he does regress. There are way more examples of comic characters getting a lot of character development. Point is, if y'all like manga more than comics or comics more than manga, that is up to y'all. Like, I'm not getting on anyone for saying that. You know, I think manga and comics are on the same plane. They are very equal, in my opinion. But for the reasoning to be that comics don't develop their characters, or a majority of the time they'll regress their characters, although there is some validity to that, it's not to the extent that I feel like Tizzy just described.
Like I said, and I'm not saying this in a derogatory way, but if y'all think that or genuinely think that, I'm assuming you guys aren't reading enough comics. Like, you guys probably read like 1 or 2 like DC runs or Marvel runs or some shit. I mean, you look at the Silver Surfer, the development he got, like anytime I read a Silver Surfer comic, it feels like I'm reading poetry. But that being said, again, no hate to Tizzy. Tizzy's my boy. But yeah, let me know what you guys think.
Somebody made an AI cover of Futaba without Erica Limbeck's permission.
Yeah, AI ruined everything. It ruined a lot. And let me just go on here and say, I never liked the idea of AI. AI has made people lazy. And I don't want to sound like those fucking old people. I'll get into that because I can go more in depth. You can frame people with AI. You can say they said something that they never said because AI is good at mimicking voices. And AI can come after your job, especially if you're a voice actor. Now, let me go back to when I said it's made people lazy. Let me just give you all examples before you think I'm just some old head. I've been seeing a lot of comic book creators using AI to give information on a character. When they make these AI generated videos, it just gives a lot of misinformation. I will give you all an example. So I saw an AI video talking about how the origins of Bay vs. Starscream was that his name was Ulktar, and that in the war it was later changed to Starscream. That's not what happened. Ulktar was never even an official name for Starscream. It was an idea of a name when they were trying to think of a name for Starscream back in the 80s. Ulktar was an idea before they settled on Starscream. Just like how other ideas for him were Silver Snake, Pretty Poison, etc. And then they were saying that, you know, Optimus Prime is the adopted brother of Megatron. When they call themselves brothers, it just means brothers in war. That's what I mean. Just AI is coming after people's jobs. AI is giving a lot of misinformation. It's making a lot of people try to get the easy way in terms of, you know, getting followers, getting clicks. And it just sucks, you know. There's a lot of voice actors that put in hard work for their, you know, their roles, only for AI to come on, steal their voice, and just completely, basically screw them over. And the amount of incels in the comments talking about, oh, you know, it's AI, you know, there's no harm in it. Or just say, you know, if you were a voice actor in that position, you'd be saying the same shit. Shut the fuck up. It's just, it's disgusting. I've never said it publicly, but when AI came out, I remember thinking, dude, this sounds cool, but this is horrible. This is horrible. Like, it's disgusting. Like, it's gonna do way more bad than good. Come on now. Every time I see an AI post, I skip it. They're so bland, they're so stale, they're so lifeless. It's just, meh.